Hello, and welcome back to Practically Political. It is June 4th, 2025. Great to have you with us. I am joined by my partners in crime, as always, Kurt Bardella and Ashley Davis. And as always, there's plenty to talk about. So, the big, beautiful bill, which I like to refer to in the three B's format as the big budget buster, is going to go to the Senate. They want to pass it by July 4th. And I have to say, just to have a little catharsis here, the unabashed lying that is going on from our speaker, from Russ Vought, the director of the management and budget. At least, it's like the old Soviet Union. They just lie without feeling any consequence. There'll be no cuts in Medicaid. We're not doing anything to reduce benefits. It's just blatant mendacity, and I hope they will be held accountable. And then you have the other side of the crowd, the Ron Johnsons and the Ron Pauls that are saying we need to cut more spending, which of course is totally disingenuous because if they really cared about the budget, they would say, hey, as the president did, why don't we let the top tax rate go up from 37 to 39.6? Wow, that's a real huge hit to people. And then everyone has to pay their share, but of course they can't do that. So anyway, thank you for my vent, but you folks are more attuned to what's going on. You spend more time on the Hill than I. So Ashley, why don't we start with you? Of the people you've been talking to, where things stand? What's the because they can afford to
Yeah,
lose
of
three
of
votes
course,
in the
that's
Senate,
unrelated
obviously.
to this legislation, but
Right, and you have to think automatically that they're gonna lose one. So you have Rand Paul that's never gonna vote for anything that raises the debt ceiling. So you now have 2 votes left that you can lose, and there's all different sorts of things that conflict with various different people. So let's start with the budget. You have Ron Johnson, Rick Scott, who want to go back to pre-COVID levels of funding, which is we should. We borrowed $7 trillion to pay for COVID, and then we haven't been able to go back. I mean, it's ridiculous. But so Ron Johnson, as of right now, is a no. I think he probably gets some concessions and gets there at some point. You have Josh Hawley. I don't think, yeah, Mitch McConnell's not raising taxes, so I think he's going to be fine. I think he obviously voted a few times against nominees, etc. But at the end of the day, he's a conservative. So and going back to your statement, Dave, I do understand about the president saying raising the tax rate for the wealthiest individuals. It makes sense. I just don't. Can you imagine what happens politically, Kurt? You would be like starting to cut ads all day long on Republicans raising taxes. So just to kind of finish this out, you have Josh Hawley that's concerned about Medicaid. You have Susan Collins and Lisa Murkowski that's concerned about Medicaid. And then you have some others that are concerned about the green tax credits, but I don't think that's going to hold up a bill. So there's a lot of moving parts, but the longer it stays out there, the longer, I'm sorry, there's a ambulance behind me, but the
Ashley's
longer
under
it's
arrest.
I'm under the longer we're out there, the longer this bill stays out there, the harder it is it's gonna be able to pass. So that's why he has the goal of putting it on the floor the week of June 23rd.